What are some subtle signs a person is not quite alright mentally?
Personal hygiene is usually for me a sign something ain't alright.
Difficulty to make simple decisions, hypersensitiveness of any kind of criticism. My brother is very repetitive. He will ask you something, you'll answer. The conversation around you will continue, and a few minutes later he will ask again, maybe a little different. This will happen again and again, him asking the same question in a different way with long pauses in between, almost as though he's trying to get you to answer a certain way. Eventually he will just get up and leave the room, dissatisfied. Sometimes he will text me days later, confirming my answer to the question. It's so fucking weird but harmless. He's diagnosed schizophrenic.
I once had a job where I cared for the animals, bird aviaries and fish tanks, on display in memory care homes, and this one place I serviced had a resident who would sit there and watch/talk to me the whole time I worked. Every 10 minutes or so she would ask me how long the gestation period of the birds is, and I'd answer her question every time, haha. I miss you, Dottie, heart.
Speech patterns are a good indication. Mania can make people talk really fast, or depression can make people not speak at all. How they speak, the words used, can also indicate issues. It's best to just ask if they're okay.
Isolation from other people. Little to no social battery because in their minds they think they are bothersome to people or that other people would not really notice them gone anyway.
For me, it's isolation. I haven't been okay in years, so now I work nights and barely interact with anyone. I've become so isolated I don't even know how to integrate back into society or communicate properly. Appetite is also an indicator. When I stop eating and lose weight rapidly, something is very wrong. I'm usually hoping for death by starvation.
Cancelling plans and making excuses not to do things, lack of motivation and disinterest in normal activities, hygiene lacking, even simply not brushing hair or teeth, especially if it's out of the normal, putting less effort into appearance, messy house, unable to cook or stay on top of normal tasks, defensive and hypersensitive, irritable, sleeping more or less, eating more or less, drinking more alcohol/smoking/spending/eating or taking drugs more frequently, getting in trouble at work/with the law for things like traffic offenses, fixation or obsession with certain things, could be anything, on higher alert, on edge, failing in study, taking time off work, more interest in things that make you withdrawn from socializing, such as spending way more time on the internet or listening to music, more shy and nervous, less involved with conversations or more embarrassed when talking to people. This is what I experience when my mental state starts faltering anyway.
Lives in filth and squalor. Severe depression and other mental illnesses impair your executive functioning and motivation, so tending to basic hygiene and cleanliness is extremely difficult.
Ever talk to someone for a while, like know the guy for months, and realize one day you don't really know anything about them? Can't recall them ever mentioning a family member or even a favorite color. Maybe you went out to eat a few times and they always insisted you picked the restaurant. Like they're scared to let you know anything about them. They're perfectly friendly, get you to talk about yourself, listen to you ramble about your hyperfixations, but when you try to talk to them about them, they suddenly don't have anything to say. I've met a few people like this, and most of the time I never figure out what's up, but a few times I've gotten them to open up about being bullied or emotionally abused as a kid.